My name is Preston Thomas. You can already see a divide in identity. Although it appears I have an American name, I am still 100% Indian. I am a first-generation American and first of my siblings to be born in America. This caused the way my parents brought me up and my siblings to be a little different than most Americans. My parents carried their Indian traditions with them from India and continue to use them in our daily lives. However, what I was during a lot of grade school was a boy torn in half by two opposing cultures, leaving me in shreds in neither one. I was pulled by my American assimilating culture, but also pulled in the opposite direction by my traditional Indian roots. Both cultures valued things that meant the world to me, which created a cultural discontinuity, and I did not know what to do. Through different experiences, I learned that it was my culture and it was my experiences that made me unique. I belonged to two cultures while having my own culture, bringing together what I cared about the most with whom I cared about the most.
Our identity does not stand at a point of origin, nor does it sit at any particular destination, but rather it flows in this transitory and evolutionary phase that resides kind of in between.
We can see at Druid Hills High School, but more specifically Miss Polat's 9th grade algebra class, how students come together as minorities to help one another in ways that a teacher cannot address. Aiding Miss Polat in her class, I could experience the overcrowded class sizes, overextended class periods, and the lack of overall focus in the classroom. With Miss Polat's help, I learned to teach students not only mathematical concepts, but methods to learn to be resourceful when there seems to be no other sources near. This school, full of minorities and many first-generation Americans, has no dominating race, gender, or any other category. Miss Polat taught her children how to break down barriers to join students to achieve academic success and skills to tackle any obstacle that might come their way. Through my own experiences as a first-generation American and the experiences at Druid Hills High School, I have learned a lot about the problems that first-generation Americans and secluded minorities face, and also the solutions to overcome those problems. Home life plays a big role in education. Students can sometimes feel isolated in many different aspects. Teachers should begin to learn ways to recognize students who are having problems other than just academic problems. Addressing them, or at least referring them to someone who is more qualified, could work wonders for the student. Other students can also help with recognizing problems other than academic. Another factor of education that I learned is the strength of positive peer influence. Creating more teaching methods where students can interact with each other and build positive relationships can not only help a student academically when there's not a teacher available, but also create more accepting environment that will make learning so much easier. However, the most important thing I have learned in all my experiences in education is that to optimize your learning experience, you have to be able to recognize the difference in people, not as stereotypes that divide us, but differences that we look to as positive strengths that join us together for students to achieve success. A student's social skills, productivity, and grades have many contributing factors to them that some teachers do not see. I believe that with the right training, future education will be able to recognize the weaknesses of students to enhance their strengths and make them shine brighter for the rest of their lives.
That when we reject the single story, when we realize that there is never a single story about any place, we regain a kind of paradise.